Hello, guys, and welcome back to the best podcast in Africa.
Basketball report.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
let's go into. I think how can I say it? Something that's quite sensitive for the Golden State Warriors.
yeah, it's something no one wants to talk about. It's something they just overlook because everyone just
They've
guys,
got
it's the
Curry.
Golden Warriors. No, it's the state. It's gonna be fine. Clay's coming back next season. Then we're winning. Making another dynasty. We traded for James Wiseman. He's still young. The new dynasty starts. But unfortunately, that's not the case yet.
Yeah.
So it's time to
So
get realistic. Time to get down to earth.
so let's start beginning of the season. We thought Klay was coming back, uh, and he's out again. So
Yeah.
that contract is literally they're paying to be in rehab or
They've paid him like almost 80 million in 2 years just to not even sit on the bench,
yeah,
to do
like
nothing. And I know it's not his fault. Um,
uh,
but, but the Golden State Warriors knew about his injury before they gave him the extension. And obviously they thought it was just a season. But, he's not getting younger. Um,
thing is he's 31.
31.
So it's
So next season he comes back at 32. We're not even going to know how he's going to play.
if he is even going to play,
Yeah.
understand like we don't know. And the problem is at end of 2022, Curry is going to what do you call it, free agency,
Yeah.
or that's
I mean,
what
he
is.
has a player option that he can take. What I would say he's most likely going to take because I think it's like 45 million. And he'd be very, very stupid not to take a contract
So
for
what
45
are they going to
million.
do? So let's start by. So next year,
Next year, they still have 146 million on their books.
so they
This
have
season, we have 173. Highest paid roster in the NBA. And to be honest with you, we're not playing like it. Currently, we're ninth in the West, barely scraping, 500 record. Um, Look, the Grizzlies are a game behind them, and the Grizzlies does not have the team near what they have. OKC is 2 games, 2 places behind them, and once again, they're not on the same level. If you look at this team's roster, they've got Stephen Curry, Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre, Draymond Green, and James Wiseman. That's just their starting team. No bench. Um, but this is not a team that should play this bad.
yeah.
And I'm not saying we're bad. I'm just saying,
And as you can see,
looking at the contracts.
the courage is just dropping off. I think the losing and is getting to him. Yeah, you can see on the Instagram, so he's quite.
I think it got to him last season because last season I think he broke his hand, and Gordon Hayward, that's the name. He also had broke his hand last season, and I think Baines as well. I don't know, Baines fell on his hand, but he was out for 3 months, not even three, more to 4. So I think he recovered sooner than when we thought.
But
And
they
just
want
didn't want to play him, yeah.
Yeah, and
So they could tank. And this season going for James Wiseman, and I don't think James Wiseman's really as good as everyone says he is. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying he's not as good. He's not a guy to build around for the future. To be honest with you, Kelly Oubre was good last season. This season he has been absolute horseshit. Just being honest, Wiggins is Andrew Wiggins. He's either going to give you 30 or 0. And Draymond Green has been dropping off significantly.
he should. Let's be honest.
Um,
Thing is, Andrew Wiggins is on a massive contract. We're talking about I think 31 million.
he's making
something
31
like that.
million for a couple of years still. Draymond Green is making 25 for a couple of years. Look, like I said, going into next season, we still have 164 million on the books. Everyone in this team is getting older, the main guys. And next season, they're going to come back with Curry, who's going to be 34 by then. Wiggins is also going to be older, and I think Wiggins is just digressing.
Yeah.
Same with Draymond, and you're getting a Klay Thompson, which you don't know what's going to happen. So we're getting a lot of trade options, a lot of things. We've still got picks. We've got that Minnesota pick. We've still got their own picks. So I would say after this season, go into a full blow rebuild.
Yeah, just hit that button because you're gonna No, extend it, and it's just going to get worse because they can't do anything. They don't have the money to do it. Um, yeah, like I think they need to trade Curry. It's going to be a big blow for the Golden State. I think the fan base is going to be angry. But what do you want? Do you want a team that is like the Rockets fucked for I don't know how long?
Yeah, the Rockets. I mean, because the thing is, the Rockets team on paper isn't that bad.
But they just don't click. They don't click.
It
They're not
doesn't
clicking.
work.
They don't. It doesn't work. And the thing is, Klay, we don't know. Klay is still. I don't think anyone is going to want to sign him
The
or
thing is, they're gonna have to
trade.
build his value up again.
Yeah.
Because before Clay got that injury, his value was, he's an all-star, basically all NBA, one of the best three-point shooters in the league. And, he's going to come back and his shooting's going to still be the same, but it's going to be on how his mobility is.
Yeah.
Is he going to give you something on the defense? Or is he just going to be a spot-up shooter? And, I
Yeah.
mean, he can spot up, and he's going to do very well with spotting up. But you don't want to give a lot of assets for spotting up. The Curry situation is difficult because Curry's still playing good. He's still bringing it. But as long as Stephen Curry is on your team, you would never be in a full rebuild, in my personal opinion.
No, and he still has value, ne?
So yeah, obviously. So I'm gonna, I think they should start little after this season. Start off by trading, the easier contracts, which would be Wiggins and Green. So the value for Draymond Green isn't going to be high.
No, send him to the G League. It's easier.
But, he's got a massive contract. No one's want to take that contract on.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to either trade him for someone who's very desperate or think that, getting Draymond would push you over the edge and contending, or you're going to have to issue a buyout, which is, in my opinion, not the best way in going forward with Draymond Green.
Yeah,
especially with a team.
Pitch.
Yeah. Wiggins, if you throw in a first round pick with Wiggins, you'll get something good.
Definitely. But it's going to come to it that you maybe need to trade Curry because let's just make a comparison. So let's talk about the Pistons. I know it's irrelevant, but the Pistons was in the playoffs 2 years ago.
Yeah, they were in the playoffs. Lost against the Bucks.
Yeah, obviously. And we didn't start rebuilding that season. And we just were shit. And we finally are now in a rebuild. And the thing is, last season the Warriors were, shit.
They were the worst team in the NBA.
In the NBA. This season, we thought there was a glimpse of hope that they can, show, do something spectacular. I don't say like top 5 in West, 5, 6. But now, at the moment, out of the playoffs at 9th, I don't know, Kyrie's game is going down. Draymond Green is like literally useless. You can just pass the ball, but what help? It's like he can't even shoot. And I know Andrew Wiggins
it's just Wiggins.
It's just there, with a lot of money, and obviously Klay Thompson isn't even playing. And then, there's guys that nominated him for All-Star Weekend. What the fuck? It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, and that never makes any sense.
And Kelly Oubre, I don't know. The guy's just, fuck, I don't even know this guy actually. So
it's basically just like a meme. Everyone likes to joke around on Kelly Oubre. I mean, look, he's got great athleticism. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna level. In Washington, Kelly Oubre thought he was a bust. Went to the Suns, had a good season. Traded him to OKC. I thought, maybe something can go here. We traded him away. Not even like 5 seconds after we got him.
Jeez.
And the expectations for Kelly Oubre was high. But this season, he's been struggling a lot. His efficiency is the main problem that we're really struggling to, just going forward. And he's not just been working out for him, to be honest with you. His efficiency this season is on 43, which isn't great. But he's literally not giving you anything. He's giving you 15 points per game. He's shooting 30% from free. And in comparison to last season, where he almost gave you, I think, almost 20 points per game. It was very good last season at the Suns. Like, really, really good. I have to give it to him. I mean, last season at the Suns, he gave the Suns um, about 19 points per game.
19, yeah.
On better efficiency and better 3-point shooting. So make of it what you want to, but I really don't think that there's a lot of options.
Yeah, like they have young. What's that ginger guy's name playing?
Not Minion. Nico Mannion. Yeah, he was good.
It's quite a good free
in
point.
college,
Yeah.
there was a lot of hype about him. I don't think he's that great, as you want to say. The good thing is, I mean, Kelly Oubre is getting off those books this season,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make any difference at all. As the cap space would still be 143. So I mean, they can't even sign him this season. So if we're getting off the books, which actually makes the team worse, because I still think Kelly Oubre is better than Draymond Green.
Let's be honest. I'm better than Draymond Green.
And I mean, there's not a lot of great young players. I mean, apart from basically, Eric Pascal, who I think is just basically Draymond Green, who's just younger. They don't have a lot of players, to be honest. I mean, Jordan Poole, he gives you nothing. I mean, Marquise Chris has been everywhere.
And this is what he's saying. Like, you can look, okay, you can argue the Brooklyn Nets is in the shit at the moment. They don't have any space for anything.
No, for the next 3 years.
3 years, but
they're contending.
They're contending. That's the difference. They have, even if KD is out as at the moment, they are still second in the East and still bringing it.
They're still winning games. They're not showing any remote sign that they're going down.
They're not going to slow down. And that's the problem with the Lakers and also here with the Golden State. There isn't any depth like the Lakers at the moment. If AD was out and they suddenly start to dip, they pick it up, and now LeBron is also out with injury. Now they're fucked. Same here. It's literally just Stephen Curry who is at the moment bringing it points wise, scoring.
I mean, it's just Curry that's literally doing everything for the team.
And I mean, like literally,
there's a big gap between scoring. It's Curry at 29, and the next closest is Wiggins at 18, and I think this is the lowest Wiggins points per game has been ever. I mean, even in his rookie season, he averaged more than 18, or at least 18. Now, so this is very bad for Wiggins. I mean, there's just not a lot. I mean, Draymond Green isn't even the top 5 scorers.
The sky is shut. Like, gents, please. The thing is, he's just getting the ball more often.
Yeah.
So he's passing it. And don't tell me assists, but the guy isn't contributing on the offensive side with points. Now,
his efficiency.
like literally, even Scotty is on the top 5 rebound.
I mean, they're 22nd in the league in rebounds, and they've got a 7-foot center in James Wiseman. So
6 guys.
So I mean,
6 rebounds per game.
Look, there's a lot of things to address in this team. I mean, Draymond's passing, has been solid. I mean, apart from that, but defensively, not great defensively. Kicking off, 18th in the league, defensively. The 3-point shooting has been something that has been good this season. Obviously, they've always been a great 3-point shooting side. And, efficiency also hasn't been bad. But the big thing here is the points. And to be honest with you, the Golden State Warriors are currently at a minus point differential.
Yeah.
Which means they're actually conceding more points on average than they're actually scoring. And once again, for a team of 143 million on the books, and I mean, even if you take Klay Thompson out of the equation, they're still on 140 million. And I mean, it's simply not good enough for a team who a lot of people before the season said is contending. A lot of people are still saying contending. And we don't have Stephen Curry in the top 5 MVP as of now, because I can't put a player in the MVP if the team's not even making the playoffs.
No. So that's basically it. What's your predictions? Let's go in.
they're either gonna miss the playoffs this season or lose in the first round. Um, I don't think Klay Thompson's getting back in the
Yeah, no
playoffs.
ways.
I think Klay Thompson is getting back next season after preseason. So I mean, they're gonna be stubborn about this. They're gonna look at the team and go, we still got a lot of options. The team is still good. So my predictions for the team is realistically is they're gonna go after this season, just continue with things. Maybe acquire one or two free players through trades. You're hearing a lot of Oladipo stuff, hearing a lot of stuff. So they're gonna maybe make one or two trades, trade away some picks, maybe trade away Wiggins. They're gonna probably keep Wiseman or trade him. I mean, it's the Golden State Warriors, don't know. And I think as the season goes, it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. And eventually, I think we're gonna be in the same situation as what the San Antonio Spurs was for the last 4 years, where they're not good enough to be in a rebuild, but they're not bad enough to be in the playoff. And to be honest, that is the worst position to be in.
Yeah, you're just there. You know you're not going to even. You're gonna get swept in the first round playoffs, and that's that. And
but, But what I think they should do is, I think they should look into options for trading Draymond. They should look into options for trading Klay Thompson. The cap space is gonna take a while to sort out. So don't worry about the cap space too much now. Now just worry about acquiring young players who can actually give you depth. Rather look into a more complete team than having a top heavy team. I mean, to be honest with you, they're one or two trades away from having a very good team.
Team. Like I was.
I mean, they're competitive now, but I mean, talking about really competitive.
Yeah, competitive.
I think everyone who's a Golden State Warrior fan or works for the Golden State Warriors at this stage think we still got one title in us before we rebuild. And unfortunately, that's a mentality
unrealistic. Like I would say, also as I would say trade Raymond Green. There's I think there's teams that would maybe take him. Maybe the Rockets. Who knows?
Yeah, Rockets would take anything at this
moment.
Yeah,
at the moment,
the problem is he has rings, so he's not gonna ring chase. But realistically, there is teams who are desperate. If the Trailblazers, for example, lose in the first round this year, or the Suns, they're gonna look at Draymond Green and be like, this could actually be a good option. Teams like the Miami Heat could also look like a player like Draymond Green and go, you know what, this is a player we can put on our roster.
Yeah, from the bench. I won't say he will start, but
I mean, they're gonna look at it and say, if we add one more piece, we're contending. So
yeah,
I think he definitely say the Trailblazers would do that, something like that. Some options to trade as well. Just thinking quickly about teams. I mean, there's also teams in the East who would do it. I think the Knicks would definitely do it. Celtics as well, Hawks as well, Heat. So a bunch of these teams that are between 4 and 8, in the NBA, would definitely take on players like Klay Thompson. I think the Hornets would love to have a player like Klay Thompson.
Yeah, definitely. That's maybe you don't know. Jordan's
making moves
with Hayward. They're sitting at what? Sixth? I don't know.
Yeah, they're sixth at the moment, and I mean the Hornets are looking good. They've great signing on, and what nice is they still got cap space legs going into next season.
So there's already some rumors to think about, but I think this end of the season is going to be interesting. What the Golden State's going to do. I also think they're just going to go on with what they have now.
They're going to do
and they're just going to be shit. I think they're not going to even be in the position they're now. I think they're going to be at the Rockets, 14th. And then then they're going to try and get a nice pick or whatever. Not going to help them. A rookie is not going to change the way you are.
What they need now is to get expiring contracts and to get young players.
No.
And no, I'm not talking about rookies because that takes too long. And I mean, this is a team that wants to compete now. To be honest with you, it's one of the most difficult things to do is to rebuild. Yeah. Me as an OKC fan would understand, I couldn't understand why we went into a rebuild so quickly, but at the end of the day, you're just saving yourself so many years of, disappointment. The faster you go into a rebuild, the better you are. And I mean, this is 2 years on since trading Russ. And at this stage, we've got like 30 picks, and we've got like 2 max slots open. So
Yeah.
you know,
So you're in a good position, and
options are there.
that's a pro. Yeah, like let's be honest. I don't think Golden State is going to win another championship at the moment.
I don't think even
Maybe
next 10
10
years, not even
years.
next 10.
I don't know, because the thing is, the league, it's getting at that moment. It's actually quite sad. Like the guys that were like, let's go, Russ,
Harden,
KD, Kyrie, LeBron, Blake.
There's a lot of guys.
Guys that is just going to, it's not long before they retire.
It's the new era.
It's going to be a new era, and if you're not in a good position within 4 years, you're going to struggle to build up, because the talent is there going to,
players like Luka, Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, Zion, Brandon Ingram. I mean, there's a lot of guys you can have. Devin Booker, whoever you want to name.
But
there's
the problem is the young guys are already at teams which is, they're not going to let them go. Let's be honest.
Yeah, so I mean, the only realistic options here is to trade for expiring contracts, tank, get picks, because they've already surpassed that point of rebuilding through the teams. Because the only way they can rebuild by acquiring players is by trades, because cap space isn't an option anymore.
Yeah,
cap space isn't an option until 2023. And then it's still not really an option. So I would say until for the next 4 years, they're not going to have money to sign players. So either trading or either drafts. And if you don't have players to trade, then you can't go through the trade. So they're just going to have to tank.
Yeah, and they don't have anyone to build around. You see.
I mean, in 4 years, Curry's going to be 37. Don't know if he's still going to be as good as he now.
If he's going to play still, maybe he's going to retire.
He struggled with injuries in the beginning of his career, so it might come back to haunt him. So
not too bright of a future for the Golden State. Or we predicted, maybe we're wrong.
Look, they can turn it around. Look, they can go one season and just literally trade everyone, and they can get a lot of picks. They can get good players, but they're not going to do that. So
just the fan base is just going to go. And let's be honest, Golden State fans are like
bandwagons.
So
half of them are Brooklyn fans now. So I'm saying, so the Brooklyn fans aren't going to be too happy about the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments. Please let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Golden State fans, bring it, please. Bring it. Come on, give us some stuff to argue about and to chat about.
I know you're not really basketball fans, you're just more casuals, but I'm sure you have something to say like Stephen Curry is gonna be MVP this season. So please put that in the comments down below. Remember to like and subscribe, follow all our social media
stuff, and
description.
Till next time.
Yeah. Adios.